Hey, Pascal here again, and in this video I'm talking about how much it really costs to live in Chiang Mai. So the reason I'm doing this video is because there's so much YouTube videos, blog articles and so out there that say that you can live here easily for $500 to $600 per month. I mean, yeah, if you really don't want to have any fun in life, then yeah, it's probably possible. But yeah, I think, let's just get started with that. So at first I want to say here that Chiang Mai is pretty cheap, and it's definitely a good option when you're just starting out as a digital nomad and you don't earn that much money, because of course you don't have much money to spend then, and you need to save a lot of money, and then it's definitely better to stay at cheaper places, and Chiang Mai is definitely a good option for that. But in the long term, I would say that you shouldn't decide where to go based on just the money that you would spend there. I mean, of course, you don't want to spend too much money, so it's not like you should go to Iceland or the US or something all the time. There are a lot of really nice, beautiful and affordable places around the world. I don't say cheap places, but affordable places. And I mean, if you make a decent amount of money, like let's say starting from $2,000 per month or more, then why do you want to stay only at places because they are cheap? I mean, you have this freedom to stay at places that are actually nice, where a lot of people want to go, and then you only decide to choose then you only choose a place by the cost of living. I think that's pretty stupid. But I still also want to say that Chiang Mai is actually a very nice place to live. I mean, you have these months like right now where there's the burning season and there's a bit of fog in the city, so not for everyone then. But the city itself is very nice. It's not like Bangkok, like so busy and so on. It's really a nice city. It feels more like a smaller city in Germany or so on. It's yeah, like you don't have so much big buildings, skyscrapers or so on. It becomes more year by year, but it's still good here. And yeah, just especially the old city is pretty nice. But yeah, let's come to the real cost of living here. So I would actually say that when you want to live off $500 per month, seriously, stay at home. I mean, Chiang Mai is cheap, but you also want to have some fun. You cannot just sit on your desk 12 to 14 hours per day and just work. I mean, it probably goes for a few weeks, but after a while you want to see something of the places you go, right? And then it definitely will cost more. So let's start with the accommodation. You can get accommodation from, I would say, $100 per month here. But seriously, you don't want to stay there. It's so crazy basic, and yeah, it's just a bed and nothing else. So just a place to sleep, and yeah, probably you won't have the best or cleanest bathroom or something. So I didn't stay at $100 places here. It's just, why should I? Can afford more. The place where I stay right now, I pay 8,500 Thai baht cold per month. So there is the electricity and the water added at the end of the month, which is usually between $20 to $40 depending where you go. So it's not that expensive. So at the end, I will end up paying right here around, I think, $250, maybe $300, but I think it's less. So yeah, I would say that the apartments in Chiang Mai are usually between $100, and you can basically pay however you want. But I would say a good range is usually between $250 and $500. For $500, you can already get some really nice condos, and if you're willing to spend $600 to $700, you also get a bit more luxury. So there are a lot of options here. Just watch on the internet and just drive around a bit with a scooter and you will find some nice places. But yeah, for me, I think $250 are pretty good here to stay. It's actually, oh no, I would actually say $300 because like dollars and euro, I always count in euro. So it's, yeah, of course, it's a bit more dollars then. So let's say $300 here. So, and the next thing that of course you want to have, you really want to have a scooter here. I mean, for safety reasons or something, if you don't want to have it, then you still have to pay an Uber or you have to take the Songtaus here because that's a cheap option for transport here. There's others red, I don't know, it's called some red cars driving here everywhere, and you can just tell the driver where you want to go. You go inside with some other person and it's pretty cheap. And yeah, so for a scooter, you pay between $80 to $120 per month. Of course, if you want to have a motorbike or something, it's more, but we're talking about the more cheaper prices here. So I pay around, it's 3,500 Thai baht per month, which equals around 80 euros, I think. So it should be around $100 anywhere. And yeah, so that's already for me, for how I live here, is around $400. Plus then comes the food, and food I would say is at least, yeah, I mean, you can theoretically get food for, let's say with a drink, for $2 here per meal, but let's be honest, there's so much great food here in the city, so you definitely want to have more, and that's why I would say for food, you should calculate around $300 to $400 per month. So then we're already at $700 to $800 per month. And yeah, like those three costs are the usual costs that you can actually control a bit, but there are also other costs, and those costs are usually not mentioned in other videos or blog articles. Like for example, you want to stay longer usually, like 2 months, 6 months or so on, and then you have to do visa runs, you have to extend your visa and so on, and for example, a visa extension costs 1,900 Thai baht, which is around 50 euros, so I think $65, something like that. And every second month, you have to actually leave the country. So the cheapest option to do that is to go to Masai, which is at the Burmese border, and you go over the border and come back directly. And yeah, I mean, that also costs. You have to pay for the bus, you have to pay a van, and maybe you want to grab a tuk-tuk in Burma to drive a bit around. So I would actually calculate around $50 to $60 at least per month just to do the visa runs. And if you want to stay a bit longer in Thailand, then I think, as far as I know, you can only do 2 or 3 visa runs via land. So if you want to do more visa runs, you actually have to use the airplane, which even can be more expensive. So especially because like flying to Burma is a bit more expensive. Would be an option to Laos, or just do a bit longer flight to Malaysia or so on. So there are some options, but it costs even more. So also calculate that cost. So when we're right now at around, let's say, $750, then you would actually end up paying $800 to $850 per month, simply because of all the visa stuff and the visa runs. Then the next thing is that also comes activities. I mean, seriously, you don't want to just work all the day, right? You also want to have some fun. And there's a lot you can do around the city. Like, of course, the cheapest way to do something is just grab your scooter and drive in the nature. And gas is pretty cheap here. That's definitely the cheapest option for activities. That wouldn't cost you much. But then, for example, you have some entrance fees, like at the National Park of Doi Thanon, you have to pay an entrance fee. I think it's 300 baht or something. So around, I think $18 to $20 should be. And also when you want to drive to the Grand Canyon, you have to pay 50 baht entrance. And yeah, there are also a lot of other activities. Like when you're in Chiang Mai, you definitely want to visit all those elephant sanctuaries here. They are just amazing. Like when you're in Chiang Mai, you definitely want to see elephants. And yeah, you can do like bungee jumping outside the city. You can do, how's it called? The zip lining. Zip lining really is, a lot of people do it here. They have some pretty good option. And also there's one pretty safe place here to do that. And yeah, that all costs money at the end. I mean, if you're just sitting in a cafe all day and you're working, well, seriously, after 1 month only doing that while being in such a beautiful surrounding, it just becomes boring. So you definitely want to calculate at least like, I would say $80 to $100, maybe more, just for some fun activities. And with that, you're already at $900 to $1,000. So in my opinion, yes, you can live in Chiang Mai for $500 per month. You can get an apartment for $100. You can get food for maybe $200 or even less. And yeah, just get a scooter or so you can actually maybe live for $400 to $500. But that wouldn't make fun, and it's not a long-term solution. So really, when you come to Chiang Mai, calculate at least $800 to $1,000 to really live here and not just be here. So that's just my 2 cents here of all that stuff. So just to give you an overview of the actual cost that you have here in Chiang Mai. I hope you liked it and it helped you a bit with the decision of staying here. It's definitely cheaper than a lot of places. It's also one of the cheapest places that I know here in Southeast Asia. But you should definitely calculate some more costs simply because of the visa stuff and because you want to have some fun here. So yeah, hope you liked it. I was able to help you. If yes, then hit the subscribe button and see you in the next video.